Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the spirit. Artists love waking up early and being forced to talk on the radio. And actually, maybe I can G you up with this, because this is sort of like what you had the other night. And now, welcome, winner of the Best Director for Comedy in 2023, Liana Emmerson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, this journey, what does an award like that sort of mean in the context of your journey?
Oh, it was like, that was a whole lot actually getting that, because this show very, very nearly didn't happen multiple times. So when I first pitched it, the theatre company, the people that were doing the selecting had never heard of Terry Pratchett, but it was by luck that there were only enough slots for all the shows that were pitched. So it wasn't as though I was competing it out with another show that people had heard of, so it was kind of like I guess we'll program this. And then I was aware that if we did not have the money, like I applied for a grant, I put in like, oh my gosh, it was so many hours applying for a community impact grant. And it wasn't just for my show, it was for the whole season, but I was the only person who had any capacity to contribute to the grant, and to write something like that on your own is so much work. So I put in the grant, and I knew that if we didn't get it, we wouldn't be able to do it. We wouldn't be able to hire the venue. We wouldn't be able to pay for the rights. We wouldn't be able to build a set. It would have just not happened at all. So the day after I decided I was going to tell the board that the show wasn't going to happen, we got notice that we'd received the grant, which absolutely blew my mind. So it was $20,000 for the company to put on its 2024 season, which is incredible. Yeah. And so all of a sudden I was able to do this show, and then, I had a whole heap of personal chaos going as well. So it was just like everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, except for I got a really good cast and crew, and they were just amazing. But our first Duchess, she had some stuff go on and wasn't able to be part of the show anymore. So all of a sudden, partway through, we had to recruit someone else.
Partway through as well.
And the person who came into that role got nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for a comedy as well, which was amazing. So a lot of to get the award at the end of that, it's not something you were thinking about the whole way through. You were just trying to survive. So to get to the end and actually get even nominated for Best Director, let alone win, I just couldn't believe it. And that's 13 categories that we're up there for.
I'm looking at the Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Ruby Pennell. Supporting role as well was Ruben Morgan, and a lead role, Joe Appleton. I mean, the names go on.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned Barry Kay, who won in his category as Best Actor in a minor
That
role.
category was actually hilarious, because I got called up for one of the other actors. There's only 5 nominations in a category. I get up there, and then they called out the next actor. So it started off with Jack Brown, and then they called up 2 other theatre companies, and then they called up Barry Kay, and then they called out James Waite. And all 3 of those 5 nominations were us. It was a really pinch me moment.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And then Barry got the award. Amazing.
Yeah. You made a speech at the awards ceremony when you won, and I'm told that you received a standing ovation after your speech. Why do you think your speech received a standing ovation?
Oh, I actually had a heap of people come up to me afterwards and tell me it was quite special to them. So for me, I actually started with a bit of a context for everybody of the personal struggle that I'd gone through in the like from the day of onboarding, and then I just talked to the fact that you can have personal struggles like that in community theatre, and people won't know that someone standing beside you will be going through their own personal hell. So I talked about the importance of community in the context of that, and why it was so important for me to have had my community around me, and the fact that I got to look at that award for the rest of my life and know that I had I wouldn't be looking at what I'd won, I'd be looking at the community that pulled me through. So it was talking about that. So all these people came up to me afterwards and told me their own personal context for the year that they had, and that most of the people in their community didn't know, but their community had pulled them through. So I think that was why it really struck a chord with these normal people living their normal brutal lives. You know, it's that Shakespeare quote, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. And they were there because of their community. And so I just kind of thank the community for it. And that's what struck a chord here.
Yeah, we talk about amateur theatre a lot on this show.
Good.
And I know, but it is I think that there's things beyond what you see on the stage that make it so
Always.
special. I mean, it's such a melting pot of different personalities drawn in from the community. You can have more than the sporting field. You can have people from completely different backgrounds coming together and creating something that hinges on lightning in a bottle, that is so ephemeral and so special that you can't quantify it. And to change even one member of a cast is to change the entire dynamic of the group. But we do put a lot of value in our Western society on work for an income, for the 9 to 5. That's where your energy should go. But as someone that puts so much of your life and so much of your energy into a voluntary pursuit, what is it that you get out of that? What brings it into your life and into your heart?
Oh my gosh, for me, it is absolutely, like, I've been through hell this year and I'm not standing on the other side of it, but I am standing. And that's thanks to that theatre community. Like, to be a human being that's just standing up in that dignity and that humanity. Community comes in many forms. And I know some people get it from, you know, they might get it from their sporting club, as you said, all that sort of stuff. But when you're in a room with people working on a theatre project, you discover each other's humanity day in, day out. And to get to the end of it and have that wonderful victory of the joy of having presented something to other human beings and having them witness to your work. It doesn't even matter if they think it's good. The fact that they see you as human beings that have worked together on a project and they come and honour it by looking at it, that's brilliant. That is what it is for me, is that it makes us human.
Liana Emmerson, my guest, winner of the Best Director for a Comedy 2023 at the Victorian Drama League Awards, where the production of Weird Sisters by the Ballarat Nation Theatre cleaned up, and we're celebrating them as best we can this morning. Just quickly though, Liana, what's next?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to announce this yet, but I actually just got the lead role in a show. So we tied with Tartuffe from Torquay Theatre Company for Best Comedy. And they had auditions this week for their next show, and I got given the role of the lead, which is Sylvia the dog. So that's next.
Wow, there you go.
Opens in March.
You heard it here first. Brilliant. Well, I'm so happy to hear that just the next, you move from this success just onto what is bound to be the next.
Thank you.
As someone who clearly theatre is so important to them, so that's wonderful.
Thanks.
Thank you, and happy Christmas, happy New Year, and thanks for coming in.
To you too.
Liana Emmerson, who joins me as director and theatre maker. You can find the full list of those nominees and the winners, who were part of the crew as well. Best costume design, also going to Liana Emmerson, but also best sound design for a drama or comedy going to Charlie Hughes as well. Some wonderful names to keep an eye out for in our local theatre right across regional Victoria. Big thanks to Sarah Spaven for all of her hard work behind the glass right through 2023. A huge thanks to you for listening and making this show what it is, a joy to bring you every Saturday between 6 and 9 a.m. I will see you, speak to you, and be with you again in 2024. Have a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Now it's 9 o'clock.